What's going on, Taurus? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for February 2024. So in this reading, Taurus, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for February. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming. We're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides for you, and so much more regarding February 2024. So before we begin this reading, Taurus, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this reading does resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here, Taurus. So without further ado, I'm going to pull the energy for you, and we'll see what is going on here for February 2024, Taurus. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this active divination for the sign of Taurus. See what we got going on here, Taurus. All right, really interesting energy that you got going on here, Taurus, for sure. Before we get into the tarot, let's go ahead and start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards from the universe. And these oracle cards contain the energy that you need more of, that Spirit wants you to embody for your own highest good for the rest of February. And so the first one is Pluto energy, okay? And Pluto has to do with the unconscious. You know, Pluto is the furthest planet away from the sun, and so it has to do with things that are not so obvious. And so this is really all about setting your BS detector to maximum and diving beneath the surface to really get to the root of your own personal issues or the issues that you are dealing with within a relationship, I feel. And Pluto has to do with psychology, sexual energy, and also power dynamics. And so I really feel like this is a month for you to not be on the surface level for the rest of February and to really get to the root of why things are happening and never take the appearance as the reality. And always, what is truly going on here? What is the truth of this situation? Why is this happening? And I do feel like there could be a painful experience of you discovering the true nature of power dynamics between people in relationships, and you could kind of have a bitter taste in your mouth when it comes to a reality check, is what I feel. However, Pluto also has to do with the regenerative urge. It's like the snake shedding its skin, and it has to do with utter transformation. And so this is definitely about transforming deep wounds this month, whether it's your own or someone around you. The reason I say that is because the next energy that you need more of is Chiron, which represents one's deepest wound. But Chiron is also the wounded healer, and it shows alternative ways of healing and thinking outside of the box. And so Pluto to Chiron is definitely transforming deep wounding. And I feel like this is within a very close relationship. For some of you, this is going to have to do with a family member, by the way, for sure. Others of you, it could be someone that you're living with currently that you're really going to have to, if someone seems upset or they're giving you a reason why they're going to disconnect from you or something, never take what they're saying as the reason. There's definitely something for you to be a little bit forensic, for you to be a detective. This is what Spirit is calling you to do. And also, whatever you do uncover about a psychological truth about someone, it's definitely finding a solution here that may not be orthodox, that may not be traditional, okay, and may be unique to you. Because remember, the universe never gives you wounds that you're incapable of overcoming. The universe, the very wounds that you're given are the wounds that you're meant to heal yourself and then help other people heal. So whatever you are going through, it's going to be a very valuable thing for you to go forward this month. Even if it does seem very painful, it's going to bring a lot of illumination and clarity into your life, okay? Now, the next energy that you need more of is Cancer. And this is the nurturer energy. Cancer is a very, Cancer is ruled by the moon, so it's like a mother frequency. It has to do with family as well. So there could be I do feel for a lot of you here, some of you could end a relationship with someone in your family, or there just could be a complete reset here, depending on how you play your cards. And if it's not that, this could have been someone that you were dating. I definitely sense for you, Taurus, that there was an ending in the beginning of February. What I sense here is that there was some sort of major ending in your life, not as you're listening to this right now for most of you, but like February 1st to like the 15th. I feel like something came to an end that could have been really shocking to you. And instead of you thinking the answer as to why this situation has come to an end, it's definitely about you becoming more forensic and a detective and understanding why this is happening, okay? Because for some of you, you're going to have to direct this energy towards yourself as well, and understanding how maybe your deepest wound, some of your deep wounding, has led to the termination of a relationship here in your life. And so just keep that in mind. So it's definitely not a month to just kind of chill on the surface. It's definitely more of a month to go into the shadow, like very deeply here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the tarot now. Your opportunity, Taurus, is the Judgment card. And the Judgment card has to do with a major shift in consciousness. It's almost like you getting a download from spirit, a major realization, and you see the angel kind of trumpeting a message down to these people. And so definitely try to be open to what the universe is communicating to you. We'll see why the Judgment card is here in your opportunity. There also could be making a judgment about the character of yourself, first of all, or someone else around you that was not obvious to you. So this is definitely a moment of reckoning, a revelation type of month for you. So we're going to have to clarify why the Judgment card is your opportunity. But remember, Taurus, the Judgment is the ability to discern well and, to tell wrong from right, or to have clarity in your life. So we'll see why it's your opportunity in a moment. And your challenge is the Knight of Wands here. And the Knight of Wands is a very in and out kind of immature energy. It is fun, but it's also something that can talk a big game but doesn't back up its talk or something like this. And so it does have to do with inconsistency when we're dealing with your challenge for February 2024. So a lot of you, your big challenge could be making a judgment that someone, maybe is flaky. Someone could be promising you something that's not really true. And so that's why, especially with Chiron Pluto, Taurus, I wouldn't take anyone's words at face value. Don't pay attention to their words, pay attention to their actions. And don't pay attention to how whoever this issue is that you're having, whatever this ending was in the beginning of February, don't pay attention to how this person is necessarily treating you. Pay attention to how they treat people in the past. Pay attention to how they treat animals. Pay attention to how they treat strangers. Because there's definitely something about the true character of someone being revealed to you. And a lot of you will have the experience of like uncovering a narcissist around you. Like, I feel like you're going to have the feeling of like, I just detected, like, I can't believe I got into a relationship with a narcissist. Like, I definitely feel like there's an energy of you dealing with a narcissist here. And sometimes that can be the empath narcissist like dynamic, but I also feel like it's important for you as well, Taurus, out there, to make sure that you check yourself first and foremost. You also have narcissistic tendencies, but I feel like it's more so a different energy that you could be disconnecting from a narcissist. Now, here's the reason why I say all this, right? there's definitely going to be a lot of satisfaction towards the end of the month. More challenging in the beginning. It could have already happened for a lot of you. In your overall general energy, Taurus, for February, you have the 10 of Swords, the Sun, and also the 9 of Cups here. So I feel like in the beginning of the month prior, this could have been going on right now as well, but there's definitely a major ending to your life that could have been very painful. But this ending will not have been in vain, because it's going to bring a lot of illumination and clarity into your life. For a lot of you, the clarity is going to be, first of all, that you're dealing with someone who's very selfish or self-centered. And I do feel like the download, though, Taurus, is that if you are someone who struggles to put yourself first a lot, and you just give and give and give, and you never receive, there could be something about you learning about power dynamics within relationships in a very painful way. And instead of making an enemy out of this situation or out of this person, there could be something here about you taking a page out of this person's book and saying, you know what, maybe I also need to put myself first. Maybe I need to start putting myself first instead of just giving and giving and receiving nothing, I feel. So instead of making an enemy out of this situation, what are you going to learn from it? You know, true masters learn not only from their own experience, but from the mistakes of other people. And I feel like that is what the overall general energy here. I see you being very happy, though, by the end of February for some sort of reason. So we're going to have to see why that is the case here, Taurus, for sure. But definitely understanding power dynamics within relationships is, it seems like what this month is about for you. So let's go ahead and move to what you don't see coming. You have the Hanged Man in reverse, the 2 of Wands, and also the 4 of Swords. And so I feel like you're in a very, like, my intuition says that you're in a very difficult situation, because although an ending occurred, it's almost like it's not really over yet in some sort of way. I don't know if this is a romantic situation. For some of you, this could be someone that you are a family member with. This could be someone that you're living with or something. But like in what you don't see coming, the Hanged Man in reverse is like being stuck, but not necessarily in a good way. Like the Hanged Man in reverse for me is a card of like, you got hit with a download, but you don't know what to do with it. And that's why you have the two of Wands here, which is all about a split in your path. You know, there's definitely a potential inability for you to decide how to move forward as a result of the forensic work that you're doing, the psychological downloads that you're getting about someone. It's almost like no matter how much you figure this person out, or no matter how much this person reflects to you something about yourself that you needed to know about yourself, it brings a lot of healing. And I don't really know if there's a complete disconnect here. I think that whatever the situation is about, there's still more expansion involved. And that's why as well, it's like the energy that you need more of is Cancer, which is caring. And so there's nothing here about hostility. You know, there very much could be the idea of continuing to talk something out or remain loyal through the pain, is what I feel, because you also have like an unexpected stability coming your way in what you don't see coming for February 2024. You have the 4 of Swords, which is all about healing. It's taking time out for yourself and balancing the realm of your thoughts, okay? And so with the Hanged Man in reverse, though, in what you don't see coming, it's like, make sure that you don't take the download that you get about someone too far and think that you're removed from it, okay? You got to turn it around onto yourself always in some sort of way. But I definitely feel like it's like, I don't know, I feel like there's an experience of you dealing with a narcissist, but in some sort of way, there's also a hidden lesson. And for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, the lesson will be, how do I put myself first in the way that this person does, but maybe in a healthier way than they do it? So there's something about you learning from their mistakes and maybe growing together still, especially if this is a family member or something. You know, it's really important to have compassion for people's wounding. And that's something that I struggle with, because sometimes, for sure, because I just like to blow up everything and like make fun. It is what it is. So let's go ahead and get into your advice from Spirit. The advice is the Ace of Wands, the Four of Wands, and also the Seven of Cups here when it comes to your advice. And this is definitely about some sort of inspiration and new beginning here. And the Four of Wands is letting you know that you're in alignment. It's like the 1111 frequency. You see two, it's like almost like this gate, this 1111 gate. Whenever I see the Four of Wands, it usually is a card that you're in alignment. And the Ace of Wands is all about a passionate new beginning. And so there could be as a result of you dissolving an illusion, there could be a new beginning here. And I sense that it's a few different storylines that I'm getting. The first one here is that there's a reset. The first one here, Taurus, is that whatever issue led to an ending, it will be reconciled, and there's going to be a completely new chapter with you and someone that you really do care about. Even if you think they're a narcissist, even if you think that maybe this isn't fair, or maybe I'm giving more than I'm receiving, for a lot of you, as the timeline reads, there's still some sort of illusion that you learned that is now dispersed as a result of the Pluto Chiron and the Cancer caring energy that allows for a new beginning. Now, for others of you, depending on your own free will and what you want to do with this, I also sense that if there is not a new beginning with this person, then Spirit is asking you to have a new beginning as a result of what you have learned. What have you learned about an illusion, here that you can take into your next relationship? Because I always say every relationship prepares you for the next one, and the Four of Wands is a rite of passage card. Usually it talks about soul family, but it can indicate someone or an experience that's not meant to be in your life forever, but just meant to kind of teach you something, and then you're back on the road. And so be open to that, Taurus. Like, don't, it could be very easy for you to make an enemy out of the situation and just to kind of view this as black and white thinking. But I really feel like there's something much deeper going on here that's going to be immensely valuable to you in February. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start clarifying this reading for you. First thing I want to do is clarify why the Ten of Swords is here, because I feel like for a lot of you, the ending could be occurring now, but I feel like there already was an ending here, that maybe you felt like someone even potentially got like enjoyment from it, like almost like a masochistic enjoyment from some sort of ending, because like the Ten of Swords to the Nine of Cups is like someone could be getting an emotional boost from an ending with you, or you could be getting an emotional boost, or it just could be the feeling of like you're better off on your own, but I don't sense it's that. I feel like it's more of like this weird psychological thing that you're discovering. So I don't know. Let's clarify why the Ten of Swords is here, like I said. Ten of Swords and your overall general energy is clarified by the Five of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and also the Lovers here. So there could have been something about a third party or competition that led to an ending here for sure. And I feel like whoever this ending occurs with, there's still true love here. There's unconditional love here no matter what. And that's why, this is Cancer energy as well. So it's a very interesting frequency of there was definitely an ending that already happened. For some of you, it could be occurring now, or for most of you, it already happened. But no matter what, it's like there's still this love here. But I do sense that the ending potentially had to do with a third party or competition, or there could have been something about, once again, a power dynamic that went too far here in some sort of way. I feel like both parties, whether it's you or the other person, kind of both felt like you were in some way like jostling with each other, but in a certain way that led to an ending rather than collaboration. And for a lot of you, I am sensing that there's definitely something about a third party or other people, comparison which can be a very painful frequency and not necessarily the highest vibrational frequency. So there could have been something about you comparing this person to another person, or them comparing you to someone else, which led to an ending. But for some of you, there could also be a third party here that was involved. But for a lot of you, I'm also sensing that it was an imaginary third party, and like someone had a certain standard in their head that maybe you weren't meeting or they weren't meeting, which led to an ending. So for some of you, especially if it's like an imagined third party, then, well, either way how you cut it, there's still, I'm telling you, there was an ending that there, like, no matter what, it's like, why do I still, there's still love. There's still love here. And so that's good, you know, that, I mean, that's a very mature frequency. And I feel like whatever this relationship is, it's something that is going to transform you at the deepest level. With Chiron and Pluto is like the deepest wound, transforming your deepest wound. And so maybe this ending is definitely teaching you to value yourself and to love yourself, or vice versa. You could have been teaching someone that, is what I sense here, Taurus. And I feel like there could have been a situation about someone may have called someone out about, hey, like, you need to love yourself more, or hey, you need to step up, and maybe it didn't happen, but maybe deep down there's like a respect because the truth was spoken type of thing. That's what I feel. So let's clarify why the Judgment card is your opportunity, and maybe like this whole reading is about whatever conflict happened or is happening now in your life within a special relationship. There is a hint of truth. There is a hint of truth. You can't spell the word truth without hurt. And the English language is encoded with all of these things. So I don't know, that's just kind of... Let's clarify what the Judgment card is here. So I feel like, hold on, there could have also been an ending that like someone ended it because they cared about you. And it may not seem like that, or you ended it because you literally cared about someone, because there was something about no longer enabling low frequency behavior. Like, I'm picking up on something, Taurus, where like I feel that with the opportunity being the Judgment card and the Angel here, there's definitely someone who has a very high level of consciousness that's orchestrating all of this, whether it's you or the person that you're dealing with, and whether, because sometimes people do things without even knowing they're doing it. And there's definitely something about a higher consciousness, like love is definitely underlying this whole situation, but it might not seem like it to you. And there's definitely something about, yeah, so I think you can take the frequency here. But let's clarify why the Judgment card is here. Yeah, sorting through illusion about why this happened, or about the character of this. Yeah. Now, yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's very interesting. Some of you here, like the Judgment card is clarified by the Seven of Cups, which is also in your advice, the King of Wands, and the Hermit. So there's deep reflection about passion here, and there could have been a fire sign that this ending happened with. It could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius for you. It doesn't have to be. But I really feel here that the reason that this relationship came to an end, or that it's coming to an end, I feel like there was a misnomer. Like there was, you're saying, oh, this ended because of this reason, but really it's much deeper than the first reaction that you're having. Remember, the energy you need more of is Pluto, which has to do with the compulsive underworld. Go as deep as possible to figure this out. Chiron has to do with wounding, and Cancer has to do with caring and unconditional love. And so, like, with this being your opportunity here, is to really think deeply about the illusion and to see through an illusion, okay? And no matter how you cut it, it's definitely about authenticity here, and loving yourself and being passionate, and owning your weirdness as well. You know, someone could be teaching you that. You could be teaching someone that as well, is what I feel. But it's a very interesting frequency. So let's keep going, Taurus. Let's clarify why the Nine of Cups is in your overall general energy. There could also be something like your opportunity is to disconnect from a narcissist, though. And although I'm telling you that this whole frequency is underlying love, and there's definitely a feeling of like, I care about you, but there could also be something about someone could be incapable of meeting your needs or being as loyal as you want them to be. And so it's kind of just like call a spade, and maybe changing the relationship or redefining what it is. And it's almost like I feel like both people can come to the conclusion that, I want you to be happy, you want me to be happy, so like let's move with that energy. But there really could be a frequency as well of you of uncovering narcissistic behavior. But if you're on the empathic side of the spectrum, where you are like the opposite of a narcissist, then I do feel like there's something here about this person telling you that you need a hint of that energy. It's like finding the middle balance between loving yourself and devaluing yourself, not being arrogant. But there could have been an arrogant person here who's actually somehow indirectly teaching you to love themselves by being selfish, and like maybe realizing like that's okay. I'm just trying to work it out here, Taurus, yeah. So let's just keep going. I don't know. I said I was going to do the Nine of Cups, but I kind of feel like I want to do the Sun instead. Why is the Sun card here? Yeah, the Tower. 10 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, someone starts to feel like this is a burden. They're going to be pretty impatient. The Sun is clarified by the Tower and the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Wands in reverse, and so like the Sun. And so I really do feel like there's an experience here of something coming to an end in February between you and this person, because someone is viewing the other person as a burden energy. And so there could be, by the end of February, like a complete disconnect from you in this situation, but it may just be a disconnection from the way that you used to relate to this person. And you may, if you don't completely disconnect for good, I do sense, especially if this is a family member or if this is just like a deep soul connection, you're going to relate to this person in a new way, but it might be so painful that it's like a burden to one of you. You could feel like it's a burden to relate to the person in the new way that you need to as a result of uncovering something. But I feel like you're still not going to be on the same page, or like as the energy reads, like there's still something it's not what it once was, but there's a purpose for all this, and like there's an element of impatience here as well, whether it's you or the other person. So, yeah, let's continue here. So a very painful month of clarity. There's a lot of downloads that you're going to be getting that you might not want to look at, but I would suggest that you take the bitter truth. And let's just pause this for a second. Okay, so I just needed to reset the camera, but let's go ahead and clarify why the Knight of Wands is your challenge. Yeah, the Knight of Wands in your challenge is clarified by the 7 of Swords and also the 2 of Swords here in your challenge. So in your challenge, there really could be a situation that's hard for you to walk away from here. And I feel like there is a situation for you to walk away before you get more hurt in some sort of way, if that makes sense, and this also could be, in your challenge, it could be that you don't want to either view yourself as bad or wrong as the other person, or an action that they took, or like their character. Like I definitely do feel like the Knight of Wands to the 7 of Swords to the 2 of Swords is like, this could be very plutonic behavior. You know what I mean? The Two of Swords has to do with things that you don't want to look at. It's like the unconscious urge. That's what Pluto is. You know, the subconscious. And this is your challenge to really look at something. And it could be, you know, yourself as well. Like, you're not off the hook here. But I do feel like for most of you, this is definitely about coming to the realization that you're dealing with someone who was making promises that they couldn't keep up. And it was almost like this enthusiastic promise. Like, what I really get from this, Taurus, is that, like, although this is a painful ending and you got taught a lesson, it's like there's definitely something about you maybe learning not to trust, or like you learning to not take people's words, like, but look at their actions. Like, look how they treated other people, not just you. And if they did it to someone else, maybe they'll do it to you as well. Like, there's definitely something about seeing the situation for what it is instead of how you want to see it. And that's what this whole reading is about. And then, if you can swallow that bitter pill, there's going to be some sort of illusion about relationships in general that's going to be dissolved for you, that's actually going to allow you to move forward. Either in a new situation with this person, you can find a way to move forward with them, relating in a completely different way than you were before, especially if you feel like this is tribe or family or someone you're not capable of completely physically letting go of for whatever reason. Maybe they're in your family, whoever. But this is also, every relationship sets you up for the next one, or every ending. So as one door closes, another one opens, and now you're armed. Now you're going to be a completely new version of yourself, a more healed version of yourself, and a less naive version of yourself. Because the Knight of Wands, Two of Swords, Seven of Swords could have to do with the dispelling naive or gullible behavior. So, I know this is maybe not what you want to hear for February, but this is what it is. You know, so let's clarify why. Let's clarify why the Seven of Swords. Excuse me. This is in your advice, because I feel like this is like mainly like the lesson. Like, what is the illusion? Because remember, the Seven of Cups is also in your opportunity. And it's also in your advice. And that's all about sorting through illusion and trying to make the right choice, which is Pluto Chiron. So let's see. And it's also about understanding that, like, hurt people and trying not to take it personal. You know, Pluto Chiron and Cancer caring, you know, trying not to take it personal is what I would say. So let's see. The Seven of Swords in your advice is clarified by the Nine of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Four of Cups, and also the Five of Swords here. So I definitely feel like this is you understanding that you were dealing with a bit of a narcissist, or you could have been dealing with someone who never really had the best of intentions for you. You know what I mean? Like this could really be you seeing someone for who they really are. Like, the Five of Swords is usually an energy that is amoral. They don't care. And I really feel like it's important for you to make sure that you don't take the surface level reason of why you think this isn't working out. And this is what the whole reading is about, Taurus. The initial response that you're having to this ending is not the one that is valid. There's something underneath the surface that this person's not going to necessarily explain to you. You're going to be the one who has to read between the lines. And you're very capable of doing this, because what's the opposite polarity of Taurus? Scorpio. So you have that within you. And so I definitely feel like the advice is also about, there's some sort of illusion that you're holding on to about yourself, and potentially a deep wound that you have that could have also led to this ending, you know what I mean? So there could be something about like really, yeah, it's a very painful frequency, but definitely as one door closes, another one opens here, Taurus, and I would just try to not let this mess with your self-esteem, because whatever situation may be causing you to feel shitty about yourself, something much deeper is going on, that if you can get to the bottom of it, you'll really save yourself. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude this reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.